So, Mr. Stillwell, you and your client?
Yes, Your Honor, this is Mr. Paul Hess, actually Mr. Gasling's client that I'll be filling in today. Numbers 4 and 5 on the calendar.
Okay, so we're at a pretrial. I don't think we've got dates set quite yet, but we'll get them set. Anything to take up today on the pretrial?
I do have notes that the protected party has filed a motion to rescind the no contact order.
Right, so that's all, nothing, just get dates set for trial and looking at 60 days from 4/25. Okay. All right, so I did have, is Amanda McComas present or just simply go on what she's filed?
Exciting and new.
Hi, Mr. Montes.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Can I speak on this?
Sure, I also have a petition here. So she's not present today.
She is regrettably unable to be here. She was able to
Okay.
gain employment and couldn't get away, but she is watching on YouTube.
Okay, all right, great. And so there isn't anything more she wants to say other than what she wrote here, but maybe through you or?
Just to reiterate that she really wants him to be able to communicate with her. There's a lot of things that they have in common with their car, their life that they've shared together. She would like to be able to communicate with him about that once he's released or before release. And that they're a team, they're family, and that she would really like to be able to have this no contact order rescinded or modified to allow as much communication as possible. Yeah, Amanda.
Let me hold off a moment here, Mr. Stillwell, before I turn to parties. Is that Ms. McComas? Are you here on Zoom? She's trying to connect. Ms. McComas, are you there?
I am, yes.
All right. We've heard from Ms. Cervantes from the prosecutor's office, crime victim advocacy. Is there anything else you wanted to add to your petition that you filed? You don't have to, but if you'd like to.
Actually, I did not hear what was said or mentioned.
Well, why don't
I'm
you
so
tell
sorry.
me
I'm at work. I'm at work right now. I'm just taking a quick break.
Okay, why don't you tell me then what you're asking?
I would very much like to just be able to speak with him. I mean, I think it's extremely imperative considering our situation and our circumstances that
It's extremely imperative. Okay.
we be able to speak with one another. I mean, if there's a distance thing involved, that can be rectified later perhaps. But I definitely need to be able to speak with him at some point. I mean, I've got many of his things. We've been living together and been with each other like 24/7 since basically Thanksgiving of last year. And I think this situation just got way out of hand. And I think we both really need to take a hard look at what we've done regarding everything. I think we've both acted extremely immature.
So can I ask you what it is about the no contact order that you want to change? All of it or you say?
Oh, well, all of it would be preferable. But
All right,
I
so what do you?
I understand why it's in place. And I understand that, I mean, definitely we're both being punished right now.
What is it that you
and
need to do? What is it? I understand that you've got, unfortunately, you're calling home is a car still. Is that right?
that is correct. Yes,
Okay, and the dog and you're working.
that's correct. Yes, I'm actually at work right now.
All right. So what is it about this order that if the court didn't do away with it altogether, is there anything else that you would want the court to consider? about this order?
To consider just my livelihood, the fact that I need to be working right now, and he basically takes care of Sunny while I'm at work. I mean, the weather's getting extremely hot, and I don't have any financial means of having her in any sort of other stable care.
Case, I don't know if he's gonna be
Okay, so she really loves him, or she needs a nanny. I think that's what we're really dealing with here.
posting 25,000 cash or bond or not soon. He's also got a warrant out of other jurisdiction.
Yes.
So he
But
may
these
not
are
be
also
out of
just things
custody
that we-
anyway.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I did not
So
mean to-
right now, what are you thinking you're needing?
I definitely need to be able to speak with him about everything that has happened and that might happen in the future. I myself have been going to AA meetings every single day, even though I was not, it's a bad situation, and we both need to grow up and stop using that as an excuse to behave like children, in my opinion.
So talking
this is-
about your relationship and how you treat each other and so forth, that's
Exactly.
and what you're going to do
And,
going forward.
regardless of whether or not we're going to be romantically involved here on out, he is and forever will be my family. He is very much one of my best friends, and he's my family. And
Okay.
I think
Hell no.
communicate during this extremely tough time.
Just looking
I
at-
think it would be extremely healthy. And I would very much appreciate any sort of consideration. This is not the norm, I understand. Every situation is different, and I think that it's absolutely ridiculous to keep us from speaking with one another in a healthy way, especially from everything that I've learned so far. I would like to share that with him.
Okay.
Please, Your Honor.
Anything, Mr. Stillwell?
Your Honor, I think you were already sort of getting at what I was going to say, which is if the request is for them to be able to speak to each other, Mr. Hess is not going to be able to post bail at the amount set. It sounds like he's also got a 12-day DOC violation at Nisqually if he were to post over here. So he's not getting out of custody anytime soon. And so if the request is for them to be able to communicate, certainly no objection there. It doesn't sound like Mr. Hess will be leaving confinement either here or over at Nisqually anytime soon.
And if I could hear from the state, I had a couple of questions just to refresh. The assault in the second degree with a deadly weapon from 2022, that was not charged as domestic violence. It's a different county. I just wondered if you knew, was this also involving this person?
I don't have any information on that, Your Honor. I
And
don't
then-
think it involves them, given that I believe they met last Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and then obviously the Lewis County District Court assault in the fourth degree conviction from 2020 wouldn't involve this person, but it is a domestic violence crime. Then the warrant out of Lewis County Superior Court on the community custody violator is still pending. And the warrant out of Tacoma Muni Court on the DUI is still pending.
That
Okay,
really sucks. I mean, really.
We appreciate what Ms. McComas has to say about this. We do object to changing the no contact order, and one of them is just community safety concerns, given, like Your Honor already said, the previous assault for domestic violence and the previous A2 non-domestic violence. Also, the 2022 guilty finding of witness tampering makes the state extremely uncomfortable with the idea of them communicating. And just him being on active warrant status for a charge of community custody violation, which is a charge of essentially not following court orders. State is not convinced that he would follow any type of order of not talking about the case, and that it would definitely interfere with justice.
Well, all right. As to your dog, Ms. McComas, Mr. Hess is not available to assist. Obviously,
But as the
so
as the
that
days
that
get
unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, you have to deal with that in some way. But at this stage, I have to make decisions based on the rules I get from the Supreme Court, and I find that Mr. Hess poses a significant risk to those close to him. He's been convicted of criminal assault in the fourth degree, domestic violence in Lewis County back in 2020. He's also been convicted of assault in the second degree with a deadly weapon in 2022. He's violated Lewis County. I'm not asking for a comment. I'm making a record as to why I'm not going to change this order. The community custody violator, that accusation is out of Lewis County, but that implies the charge itself says that he has not complied with the Superior Court. And he still has warrants out of Tacoma Muni Court on a DUI. And so many different ways, Mr. Hess is a risk to not return to court, a risk to harm and commit further violent crimes. Not going to change this order. I understand you're in a tough spot. As to the dog, though, I would suggest you're going to have to make some other arrangements. He's not available, and he won't be for quite some time, given all the warrants and the bail amounts. So,
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Criminal witness tampering, and so we have to make decisions based on history. We have to make decisions based on history and on criminal background, and that shows that he also is a risk to do that again potentially. And I'm not going to allow that. Not asking you to comment, Ms. McComas. I'm simply making a record so Mr. Hess and his attorney and the state and you understand as
no,
I
don't understand, and you don't understand because it was completely taken out of context.
But
it was taken out of context.
I'm not granting your request. That order stays in effect. So our next hearing will be a trial confirmation hearing, Mr. Stillwell, or should we set?
Oh, I think the judge understands and the context and the whole thing. The only people here who don't seem to understand are you and him.
Something in the meantime?
I think for now, setting trial confirmation, and I know Mr. Gasling plans on being here tomorrow to go over the case with Mr. Hess. So if something comes up sooner, they can put it on the calendar. But I think for now, trial confirmation seems the way to go.
All right, so we will get that set. Do you have those dates by any chance? I don't think they've been set yet. Yeah, just get it to her right away. We're on a 60-day clock. All right, I'm gonna have calendar and just make sure she's clear for now, at least for the next 12 days he's in custody, if not longer, so that notice is served there. So we're gonna have calendaring set that and get notice to the facility so your client has notice of those dates.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I'll let Mr. Gasling know to keep an eye out for that.
I also had a victim's advocate that would like to speak for me as well.
And I heard from her. And that's the end of the hearing for today.
Is there anything that would at all change your mind? You just already had your mind met. Say it up. Met.
We've had the hearing today. I'm sorry you don't agree.
But you said exactly
Insulting the judge is not going to do it. I'll tell you that much.
the same thing that you said the last
finished with the hearing, Ms. McComas. So I suggest you be in touch with the attorneys and crime victim advocacy. And that's all today.
Bless you. I feel bad for you. You're very.
So, in Nisqually, your name?
Well, there you have it. See you next Tuesday. I was watching that fresh, so I didn't know she ended with a flourish like that. That was good times. Also for Rocky Lennon, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. I'll see y'all soon.